It's Stitch Along Friday for 2025, our first one of the year. I can't believe it's New Year's already, and it's already past. I'm actually not even at New Year's anymore. It's already the 3rd of January. And those of you who enjoyed your New Year's celebration, I hope that you're recovered from now on. I have to say my Christmas and New Year's were very quiet. I had some good visits with my family, which was lovely, but other than that, there was a lot of rest and relaxation. So what about you? Did you get exhausted doing all of the preparation for Christmas? Or did you do nothing and you relaxed and you can't even imagine what it would be like without all of that wonderful Christmas spirit? After the Christmas break, I said, yes. Actually, somebody said, I need a break from my Christmas break. They were doing a lot. But from my point of view, I don't really have that feeling. So I'm really interested to hear how your Christmas went and how your whole holiday went. Do you feel exhausted in the new year? Are you ready to start a new project, for instance? Marcia Buckingham, hello, good morning from sunny Dallas, nice to hear. And Linda Morrison, I agree. I hope everyone did have a good New Year's celebration and that the holiday didn't exhaust you too much. At my age now, I don't overdo things like that anymore. And I think I woke up in the middle of the night going, Happy New Year to myself. Texted Richard, and other than that, that was it. That was all I did. I didn't even see the fireworks, which are right outside my window. Didn't even look. Good morning, Marty. Very good to see you also. I hope that you had a good holiday as well. And Ellen, how nice to see you. And Lisa, you're there. How lovely. I wasn't sure whether you'd show up this morning because I haven't talked to you since before Christmas. So I assume we're going to have a little meeting after this Stitch Along. That would be nice, a little Zoom meeting. I hope that we have some time at, let's say, 10:30 our time. If you do have time, great. And if not, I will see if Petra has time, and we might just say hello to one another just to reestablish what's going on in 2025. That would be great. Karen Lark, hello. I understand that New Zealand is the first country to actually celebrate New Year, which I heard about. Is that correct, or is it not the first country, like the actual country? I'm pretty sure that there are the timeline. I'm not too sure how that works, whether you're the first country that actually celebrates it, but you would know, being there. Hello, Liz. It's good to see you also. I'm so happy you come and join me sometimes. Really, I always have good, fond memories of you and your whole group. Nancy, hello. Good to see you also. It looks to me like there's a lot of people here. Perhaps you are not quite back at work yet, if you work, and that you are looking forward to a little distraction. Very nice to see. Marty says, I am so ready to start new projects. My Victoria Sampler ones are going to be Bling Tree and the 2025 Stitch Along, which will be smaller than before, so you'll be happy to know that. And then some Gingerbread Village pieces. Wonderful to hear that you've got these ambitions. I have some ambitions too, so we'll see whether we can accomplish those things, but we can do it. That's not the problem. It's whether we will. Sally Savaglio, hello. I haven't talked to you in an age. So good to see you. Happy New Year to you and all the fond memories with which I remember you. Lisa, sounds good? Okay, great. Thank you. Karen says, hello. Yes, correct. I'm right. I think I read that somewhere in my scrolling. I endlessly scrolled this holiday. I have to say, I'm surprised at myself. And what I do is I go to all these shorts and then I catch up on all sorts of things and very interesting things too. And none of them are very, very long. Like I don't have to go into depth with anything. But occasionally I find some interesting things and then I'll find out more about that subject. So it's been very interesting. I don't usually have the time to do that kind of thing. At least I don't give myself time because I know it's a little bit time wasting. But I indulged myself to do some scrolling. Pat Henke, hello, good to see you. Happy New Year. I hope you had a little bit of fun and that you were able to see the New Year coming in on television, if nothing else. Anita, good morning. Good morning to you. I love your last name. You know that. I always love saying Verheyen, which is very Dutch. Marty says, I'm feeling a bit bogged down and behind with projects to be finished from 2024. Well, you know, that's it's another ambition is to finish some projects from 2024, but you don't have to. Stitching is not, there's no police in the stitching world, at least none that I can have ever spotted. And there are things that I leave unfinished too. And I do that on purpose because I don't want to do it anymore. That's it. We get this feeling that we have to use up everything. We have to make sure that we don't waste anything, including our time. And honestly, as long as you remember that stitching and this entire art form of needlework, it is never a waste of time. It's always something that we do out of sheer pleasure and play. So if you don't feel like playing on that project for a while, then let it go. It's not a big deal. I think it's really important that we don't put ourselves under some kind of pressure or expectation or whatever that we feel that, well, we must do that. It's for you. It's for your fun. So don't be your own policeman. Donna Granger, hello, my dear. Very good to see your name, too. I'm glad that you're there, and you seem to have survived. Thanks for sending me those pictures. Those are really, really sweet. I just love seeing you with your family, and I know that they love you very much. Pat Hinkie, oh, you've got snow coming in. Uh-oh. So you'll have to have everything delivered anyway, so I hope that they can get through to you. So make sure that you stock up before Sunday. Who else is here? Snow coming in. Marty, it's always good to have a plan. Absolutely. And when you have a plan, like I have a lot of resolutions and I have them every day. I have plans every day also, but they seem to have less urgency now that I'm a little older. Maybe that's what it is. I do try to accomplish something, and that's my, left brain talking. But my right brain keeps saying, relax, have some fun, enjoy what you're doing. So we kind of, we need both sides of ourselves so that we have some accomplishment that we can be proud of. Jean Morrison, good morning, everyone, from cool and sunny Atlanta. So sounds like the weatherman talking. Sorry, the weather woman. Let's see, what else? Renee Cleveland is here. I hope, Jean, that you had a good holiday, and same to you, Renee. Lynn says, I have 15 more of the U.S. to finish, and then I will make a wall hanging with all 50. Oh, how wonderful, Lynn. I can't believe that you've done almost all 50 of the states. I think, for those of you who don't know, there are 50 state hearts, and I believe we have 5 leaflets with 10 hearts in each leaflet, and they're according to the dates that they became part of the United States. So the first ones will have the 13 colonies, the 10 of the first colonies, and then the last one will have Hawaii and Alaska. So if you get my meaning. So we did that so that they would be shown in our leaflets as they became part of the Constitution. So Lynn has got 15 more, all the newer ones to go. That should be fun. Kathy says, I've cleaned and reorganized my sewing room. Oh, I wish I had. Oh, Kathy, you are an inspiration. I think that I've got a lot of stuff sitting on my dining room table. And the reason I've done that is the same reason. It was all kind of messy here in this kind of tiny little bedroom, which is my office. And so I thought, I'll take it out into the dining room where I have a bit more space, and then I can organize it and I can make lists. So I'm exactly the same feeling. Good for you. Thanks for the inspiration, because cleaning your sewing room, you call it, or your craft room, or even the cupboard where you're doing, you find all of your stuff. It's a really important part to getting ready for a new project, and certainly for a new year. So those of you who are interested, organizational capabilities are very important in that aspect. Hello, Diane Zamudio, which I love that name too. Happy New Year to you too. Magali, hello, Magali de Perez. Hello, very welcome, and I'm glad. Buon Natale, and Feliz Navidad, and I don't know what it says in New Year. Happy New Year. I wonder what that says. Must be Novo Ano? I think I have that right. Jeanette says, Feliz Año. There we go. Feliz Año. I was almost right. Un abrazo desde Bogota, Colombia. So that means, let's see, what have I got here? Happy New Year 2025 and a hug from Bogota, Colombia. Thank you very much, Jeanette. Very nice to see you too. And I expect Magali understands that very well. I also understand we now have instant translation into Spanish and Portuguese for my YouTube channel, which is so exciting because so many people were not able to hear or take part in any of my things, not on Facebook, but on YouTube. They're instantly translating into Espanol or into Portuguese. So I am hoping that all of my Spanish friends can understand and can follow me when I upload my replays on YouTube. I'm so excited. Dancio is here. Romo, let's see what she says. I am in Rome and I wish you all a good 2025. Enjoy Roma. Very nice. Dancio. And Marty says, any updates on Bling Tree 2 kits? Yeah, absolutely. There's an update. They're all gone. They were all gone just before New Year's Eve. And I'm very pleased to see that those of you who bought theirs early didn't have to then worry about buying them afterwards. So they are all done. They're all sold. And all of our kits will, of course, be sent out. Lisa might be able to give, oh, there we go. Still waiting on one of our orders. So there were 3 orders in the mail. So one of them is still to come so that she can finish completing making the kits, because the kits are all there. She just has to put in a few more things, and one of those things is still coming. In other words, everyone requires one more of those things. So I certainly do hope that our fingers are crossed for next week. Thank you so much, Lisa, for that update. Much appreciated. Okay, so what I've noticed is that over the holidays, there were some absolutely wonderful happy dances. Yes. I think our group, let me see, I've written them down because I don't remember every single one of them and I don't want to forget anyone. There were some from before, but I think our new members were looking at them and commenting on them, so they'll be at the top now. Yeah, Andrea, you're going to get your kit. You're going to get your kit for sure. Our new members would have commented on some other ones, but before that, during the holidays, Marie posted a wonderful picture, of her friend Colette, who is 85, and she did all the cottages. So cute. I just love that, Marie. Thank you so much for uploading that for Colette. So if Colette is watching, congratulations. Well done. Ellen did spooky treats, and she's ready to make it into, oh, is that you? No, somebody else did spooky treats. I think it was Susan Poole. She did the spooky treats too, but she has yet to assemble it. And I think, Ellen, you were almost finished your spooky treats. That's what it was. Lynn did the winter biscornu and tassel. She did the biscornu itself, which is so cool. And I've put a link underneath today so that in case you want to do that biscornu, it's very cute, Lynn. Well done. And let's see, Trish did the gingerbread church. She had the ACPAC and everything together since 2013. Can you believe it? She bought it then. See, you don't have to do it right away if you put it in your stash. This year, I'm hoping to be able to make at least 3, if not 4 projects that will become kits, but they will be limited, just like the Bling Tree 2 kit is limited. Doesn't mean you won't be able to get the pattern later, but the kit will be limited, and that's something that I've never done before. Usually we will continue selling the kit or the materials, or at least the ACPACs, but we are no longer doing that. If we do any new patterns, will be, hopefully with Lisa's assistance, will be created as kits, and then they will be sent out as kits. And we will always have some extra printed patterns. I don't know if there's going to be any more. Do you know, Lisa, if there's Any more printed patterns for the second bling tree? I don't have a picture. I don't even have a pattern yet of the second bling tree. You've got them all. So anyway, if you know if there are any left, if there are, that's great, you guys. You can just get the second bling tree or bling tree 2 as a printed pattern, and Lisa will send that off to you immediately or as soon as she can, because she's not waiting for materials for that. So that's important. Lisa says, I know what you mean. I can hardly wait to receive our last order of supplies so I can send them off to everyone. Exactly. Sally, yeah. Not quite sure what the yeah is, but I think it's the sending it off to everyone. Let me see who else did some things. Oh, Deanne showed her beautiful New Year's sampler, which is awesome to see someone else has done it from before. Gabor has a last stitch of 2024 and a first stitch of 2025, which I always think that that's such an adorable thing to do. Lisa used to do it. I'm not sure if you've done that this year, Lisa, where you did a last stitch and a first stitch. Anyway, so apparently Gabor started the summer garden and he ended and finished the Noah's garden before the end of 2024. He's determined to get all the gardens done, I think, and he's making them all into bookmarks of all things, which I would probably never do, but I mean, his finishing is so imaginative and so interesting. Stacy starting the heirloom nativity, well done. I hope that you are successful in this year getting it done, because it is a big sampler for sure. And I think that's it for all of the stitchers that I could see for the time being. But well done to all of you for not just for doing all that work, but also posting pictures. We really appreciate seeing all of the new things that people are working on that are designs from the Victoria Sampler. And as soon as your Bling Tree 2 arrives and you get to stitch it, I wonder who's going to be the first one to show the Bling Tree 2 on our group. That'll be really fun to see. It's not a race though, okay? I just wanted to see how long it would take the first person to actually stitch it. Lisa says, I haven't started anything new yet, Thea. I have something on the rack, but I haven't put a stitch on it yet. But it will be your first stitch in 2024, right? I'm glad that you've got something on the rack. That's great. I do want to say to all of you that we still have some printed patterns. They were all Christmas patterns, and some of them are, I don't know, but some of them are sold out. Yeah, Gabor for Bling Tree 2, that's funny. And so I just wanted to show them to you. There's the Carol Singers, which is absolutely awesome. I think it's behind me too, if it's not. Let me see. There it is, right behind me, there. That's the Carol Singers, and that one, it's shiny. I'm sorry. Here, there we go. The Carol Singers is printable. I mean, it is printed, which is really cool. Then there's the Christmas Day sampler, is also a printed pattern. The Jingle Bells, which I have seen in various different colors, on various different colored linen, and it really looks nice on a greenish linen, just so you know. Christmas Village is available as a printed pattern. And let's see, Gingerbread Hollow is still available as a printed pattern, I believe. Winter Cottage, which I'm going to show you in a few minutes because it's about winter, not Christmas. Heirloom Nativity is also a printed pattern, and of course, you know, the Bling Tree Sampler became a printed pattern as well, and that's Bling Tree Sampler 1. So all of those are printed, and if you order them on the website as printed patterns, we will send it to you in the mail. And so you don't have to do them as PDFs. They'll be like the original patterns used to be. Yeah, he definitely does. And then also, that's right. Sorry, 2 more we still have as printed patterns also, which are Gingerbread Tree Etui and, let's see, Gingerbread Stitching House. The original 2 main gingerbread buildings for which we have such great finishing instructions in the leaflet. They'll be really handy to have as a printed leaflet rather than a PDF, because you'll get really good color pictures inside. I think these ones have all the finishing, yeah, they have all the finishing pictures on the inside. So helpful for any of the buildings, okay? Did we do that for Gingerbread Tree Etui too? I think we did. Yep, we sure did. Lisa did all the finishing and I took the photos, and so when we were able to do the layout, when Lisa did the layout, we combined all of that effort and made sure that you had illustrations so that you weren't sort of left with a bunch of words, that you could actually see what Lisa was doing. And so I hope that you enjoy it. Dorothy says, I received 3 ACT packs in today's mail that I ordered from Stitchville. Perfect. Because I know they had some. They didn't have a lot, but they had some. And so happy that you got some of them, Dorothy. Well done. You can tell us which ones they are if you want. It'd be kind of fun. What else did I want to say? Oh, yes. Yes. Those are the printed booklets. This is good. Also, I want to show you some models because I have some here that I collected. Now, these models are about winter, and the reason is because some, particularly in the northeast, and of course all across the Midwest and the Mideast, I don't know, the majority of the northern hemisphere in North America, and of course in Europe and in all the rest of the world, the northern hemisphere at the moment is going to be experiencing various degrees of winter, depending on where you are. If you're in Florida, you're not going to experience snow, maybe. Well, there has been snow there occasionally. Anyway, we were expecting some snow here, but I don't think it's going to arrive. We are experiencing a lot of rain. So those of you who are in the drought areas of the world, I would love to send you some. I'll just try, okay? Anyway, so we're going to experience some snow in many areas, and I wanted to just talk about my winter patterns a little bit. This is the winter garden sampler. It's a little bit older, but you know it has the adorable little chickadees. It has some snowdrops here, which are cute, and some holly and some snowflakes, and it just says winter garden, so it's not Christmas. And when you do this kind of design at the right time, in the right season, it really actually feels good, and it's just a small one, so it wouldn't take you very long. And that might be a really fun thing to do. And I think most of you know for sure about the winter cottage. And the winter cottage is actually really fun, and you don't have to do the words around the outside, which say, wintry days bring snow and fun. But you can just do this part. Let's see if I can just focus on this part here. See, just the cottage itself, it's got a little wreath on it, and it's got beads. You can tell the wreath, actually the beads there kind of look like they're lights because they're sparkly. It's quite cute. Anyway, so that cottage, this cottage here is the winter cottage. And again, it's not about Christmas. So it's important that you have something that acknowledges the season that isn't Christmas, and particularly for those of you who do not celebrate Christmas. This is the kind of, the reason why I did the winter sampler. This is, I believe I called it Winter Holidays. And the reason I did, as you can tell, at the top, people are going skiing. Nearby where I live, across the pond into on the mainland near Vancouver, just behind Vancouver, there is a great ski area called Whistler, and people go there. And also I think there's another ski run closer by on maybe not Grouse Mountain, but anyway, there are several ski places. There's also one up island here on our Vancouver Island, and so skiing is part of the really winter fun for a lot of people. And if you're in a place where you do a lot of skiing, you could just stitch this top, right? And you don't have to stitch everything else. But if you love winter as much as I do, and I wish I had some snow here just to feel that wonderful feeling of fresh snow blanketing the hillside. And then there you can see all the little bands, little trees covered with snow, and some people running, of course, with their sled. And the lace that I love to put in all my samplers. Snowballs fly through the air. And this one, by the way, this is a really nice stitch. It's a blanket eyelet. It's a blanket eyelet, I think, something like that. Really interesting stitch. And fun to do, not hard, okay, everyone. And there's a few other stitches there, as you can see. And this is my aunt and uncle who met when they were skating on the canals in Holland, in Amsterdam. So you can see I've got that in my mind, and he's even wearing his Dutch hat. She's wearing a fantasy gown. I don't think she was wearing that at the time, but I always think of them as my Uncle Hank and my Aunt Agnes. Sleigh bells are merrily ringing. And then you can see at the bottom, there's the sleigh bells. Holiday fun everywhere. So again, this is not Christmas at all, but it still gives the feeling of the other Christmas samplers that I've made. And it is long. I don't know if we can get the whole thing in. I don't think we can. And it is really framed really beautifully, but the frame is rather big. So it's a little hard to get the whole thing in on one picture here on the screen. But at least you can see that it has lots of little really cute specialty bands, but no hard hanger at the bottom. So remember, no hard hanger at the bottom means that those of you who are afraid of cutting don't have to be. Because all of these stitches will not damage your fabric. So very important to remember that. Let's see here. Dorothy says she got the Sugar and Lace pack. The Q is for quilters, which I know that you love, and the Christmas crackers pack. All patterns you already had here. Oh, so nice. When you get the original silks and all the shades within the overdyed silks, and they're the original ones, it's so nice. I mean, even the overdyes change colors, so I certainly hope and wish you well stitching those. I look forward to seeing one or another of those being stitched this year. Marcia says, I decorate January and February with winter stitching, mostly snowmen and snowflakes. That's a really good idea. And you know, you've given me an idea, because I need to think of a new design for, like, my first of the 4 designs I plan to kit. And I'm thinking, well, maybe snowmen is a good idea. That might be a really fun thing to do. Thank you very much for that hint. Anybody got any other ideas for my first one? Thanks, Marcia. I love that idea. Yeah, Marty also loves the winter weather. Jennifer says it's a stunning sampler. Honestly, it is. I absolutely love it, and I usually put it in my haul because I have one seasonal sampler hanging in my haul at all times, and I love this one to hang in my haul for the rest of the winter. I change it for the heirloom Christmas one sometimes, and then I put the nativity in around Christmas, and they're all long, big samplers, and so I have one space that is good to change around, and this is the one that's going up there in another minute. Thanks, Jennifer. Wanda, good morning. Happy New Year to you too. There will be more when you go to watch the replay. There will be more things that I've announced. And Lisa says, I love the winter holiday sampler. Really must stitch that sampler. Well, it's not like you haven't got all the others done. Lisa, you're such a wonderful stitcher. I don't know how you found the time to both work full-time and stitch part-time to do so many of my samplers yourself, finish the ones that I've done for the company, and also finish your own. You are just a wonder. You know, you think that you are not maybe going as quickly as you'd like, but you go quickly enough. Your dedication and your ability to finish things is just one, and I don't mean finish like that. I mean complete things is it's just astounding. So well done. Finally, I also want to show the winter box, which is completely not winter. There's no snow on this, but it does have the red and kind of green look about it, and I called it a winter box. It's got the alphabet around the outside, and this is done as a box that falls apart. I think you might have seen this kind of box before, so I'm going to make it fall apart just once. Okay, it's not falling apart yet. There we go. And inside, Lisa has done this, inside we find some beautiful wool felt, which is a kind of a deeper red than what you see on the screen here. It's kind of almost I'd say a brick red, quite vibrant though. And then there's the 2 little pieces, a little pin cushion, and of course a fob, because we always make a little fob to go on your scissors if you're a scissor collector. So that's an inside. And this box, honestly, this box looks, I better move it over a little bit. This box looks fabulous. And you can contain a lot of your stuff in here. I mean, it's an actually good box. I'm not sure if we have the finishing instructions for that box inside. Maybe Lisa can tell me if she remembers finishing this and then putting the pictures in the leaflet. But anyway, it's a beautiful pattern for winter, so I could not resist also showing you my 4 winter models. Another one she needs to stitch. Exactly. Hello, Mary Widritz. Hello. Awesome. So I think, let me see. Oh, it is true. It is the end of my half hour. I don't usually go past my half hour, and I tend to have a lot of things that I want to tell you. One of them is at the end of this session this morning. I want to make sure that you all know there's one more shipment in the Canada Post mail that is supposed to arrive at least as coming week. So as soon as she gets that, she will start completing kits as she sends them out. First come or first sold, first go out. Okay, it's in the order that in which you have ordered them. So there are so many. And many of them, all of them are going to be sitting, I think, in your garage or your workroom, right, Lisa? So you'll need to get them out as soon as the kits are made. And as they get made, they will be sent out in the mail. So we're just crossing our fingers for that order to arrive this coming week. And then those flosses will go in with the already made kits. And we'll complete the kits so that we can send them to you in an envelope in the mail. Oh, good. There are some finishing photos in the Winterbox leaflet. Thank you. And have a wonderful new year too, Mary. I do appreciate it that you said that. And finally, I remember I said that I was going to not maybe make a free pattern for 2025. And then I thought better of it because there's so many people here who not just love doing this, but showing and participating. So it's a group effort, and I kind of like that. I really appreciate all the people who have done the yearly trees, and they did the cottages this year, which were a little bigger again. But this time they're going to be smaller, and it's called the Blossom of the Month. So I've taken one of your ideas that you've given me, and there will be monthly blossoms in this framework. Now, you don't have to do this framework, but you can do them individually. So each of these can be done as an individual ornament, which is possible. You can do them all in one color. I'm not so sure that I would do all of these designs in one color, but you could, because most of it, in fact, I would say it's going to be almost all cross stitch. This is not a place where you're going to be learning specialty stitches this time. However, the cross stitch will be fun to do, and I've arranged them in this way so that I could give you measurements and things like that. And this is an easy way for you to lay out the patterns. And I think it is around 8.5 by 7.5. So it'll be 8.5 inches tall and 7.5 inches wide. So that's approximately how wide the pattern itself is. And I think it says you cut your fabric, 13.5 by 14.5 if you want to do this with the 14 going lengthwise. Or you could rearrange this entirely and do only 2 at a time and make a very long sampler. But you'll have to do that addition and figuring out how big your fabric has to be yourselves. So I have given you a layout, and I hope that you like it because blossoms are fun. Thank you so much. That's so nice. The kids are sitting in my office right now. Yes. And Sally, oh wow, the blossoms look great. Thank you. I'm really looking forward to making monthly blossoms, which of course have to do with the blossoms of the month or what they're known for. And some of these blossoms you may recognize, but most of them will have some birds, some butterflies, some other things with them. And so I think you're going to really enjoy them, but they're smaller, which is wonderful. Each one of these is 2 by 2.5-ish. Each one of the ornament size, the individual ones. So if you don't do them as one big piece, great, make them into tiny ornaments. I think, Donna, you always like doing that. Thanks so much. I'm really glad you love the flowers. Oh, Leslie, thanks. You are welcome. This is not going to be too difficult. I think that I'll probably be able to keep up with you at least. And that means that I'll have more time for the designs that I'm going to hopefully do with that will be kitted up for the year. So that should be really fun. What I'm also thinking as far as the year's kitted designs is I would like to see more sparkle. And I love sparkle. no matter what. But I think this year requires a little bit of an uplift. So I'm looking forward to doing that in most of the designs that I'm planning on kitting. Leslie loves them. Kathy, thank you so much. Marty loves it. Yeah, the blossoms look great. Mary, thank you. And monthly blossoms will really be fun for everyone. Thank you. Love this idea. Big smile and hearts, and everyone is happy. And you're right. Each blossom will be a really fun way to start each month, but it's not going to take you away from your bigger projects. And that's what my hope was too. Just in time to say hello. Yes, Susan, so good to see you. Have a great one. You're welcome. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend as well. And last but not least is an angel card, because we have to start off with the correct angel card. You remember the angel that I showed you before? This angel is now looking over me every time I have a stitch along, and she has decided that this is the card for you. I'm not looking. Okay, the angel is guiding me. Okay. Oh, I love this one. This one has been around a few times. It's always wonderful. And in particular, it's wonderful for 2025. Be grateful for what you have, and more will come. Just wonderful. Yes, more sparkle, Dorothy. Absolutely. Donna, she loved the blossoms too. I needed more flowers, says Judy. Yes, I'm so happy. That will be up within the hour. It's not up yet. I still have to make it into a link so that I can put it up. I did have one question. Can you please, those of you who are still here, can you please let me know if you want me to put them in the files? Because many people are saying, I can't find them in the files. These are new people, and I suppose that's where the files usually go. Or would you like me to continue putting them under featured? I mean, I might be able to put them under both, for that matter, so that everyone knows where to find them. Why didn't I just think of that right away? Anyway, if you have any opinions on the matter, I'll just hang in for another few minutes and see. Yeah, it's a perfect part. Oh, Marty says files would be great. If anybody's got any other ideas, because people were having a hard time finding the featured. And actually, I'll put them under both. That way, those people who don't know where the featured is because they're looking on their phone for featured, they might be able to find the files. Either files. Okay, good. I think that's where most people are very used to finding these kinds of things, the actual pattern itself. So I'll see if I can do that. I have no idea if I can do it, but I hope so. We'll see. Yeah, because where I have the files at the moment is not in Facebook. And one of the problems with putting a pattern on Facebook is I can never delete it. So I'm going to have to check on that before I put them in there. And I think that was the reason I put them under featured as posts, so that I can delete the posts entirely, because the patterns themselves are not going to be beyond 2025, right? That was the deal. So I'll just check, and if I can put it under files and still remove it and delete it at the end of the year, that's where I'll put it as well. Okay, those of you all of you have a wonderful time this weekend, and let's get started fresh this coming Monday, doing all the projects that you are looking forward to. I'm going to go and clean up my office desk as I told you, I've got them all in my dining room on the table there, and I'm going to be making lists and making plans. As Marty said, plans are good. Have a great weekend, and same to you, all of you. Happy New Year, and have a wonderful weekend. Thanks, Lisa, for being here. I'll see you at 10:30, and I'll see if Petra can join us as well. Have a wonderful time. See you next week. Bye-bye.